Hello and welcome to Board Game Gumbo. Today we're unboxing Jinja from Wizkids games. This is a game for 2 to 5 players that plays in 45 to 60 minutes. So Jinja is a worker placement game where you are trying to score the most honor by building these shrines, which is what the word Jinja comes from. Here we have our rulebook. You'll play over a course of 7 different seasons. There are sort of extra power cards that you can see up here on this row. You have hidden scoring cards. There's a couple other things going on aside from just straight worker placement. And a nice little icon reference on the back. Here are the different resources in the game. So these will punch out, and they punch out really nicely. They're not very colorful, but they're also really distinguishable from each other, which is nice, especially when you're going to have a whole collection of these in front of you, and you're going to be looking for specific ones when you're building shrines. So it's nice that they are very different and you can easily distinguish them from each other. This cardboard punches out really well. I won't do everything, obviously, but there's no complaint with the cardboard. Over here, we have some lanterns. So lanterns sit on the board and they have little bonuses printed on them. The print's a little small from a distance, so that may be an issue. They also flip over. They are double-sided and they have different bonuses on the back side. You have gold. So gold is one of the resources in the game. So you have large denominations and then you've got smaller denominations over here on the left. And again, everything punches out really easily. These little fox tokens are interesting. Essentially, you can spend them to go to a location that somebody's already at. So they are also worth points at the end of the game if you haven't used them. It's a nice little addition, especially for a worker placement game. And then the first player token is this little fox mask right here, which is kind of cool looking in itself. Beyond that, we have the board. So the board is Japan, and this is where you'll be trying to build your shrines. For the purpose of in-game scoring, there's really only 3 areas, although it looks like there's more. So these 2 areas up here, the purple and the pink area, are the same location. And then you've got the mid area, and then you've got the southern area over here. They all are also broken up into different colors. So this southern portion actually has 3 colors, 2 colors in the middle, and then 2 colors in the north. And then you actually have the locations that you can go to. That's what these white spots are. And when you go to these locations, which are the specific territories, you can either gain resources, which will be here, or that's when you could build a temple if you have the resources to do it. You've got just some reminders here at the bottom of the board. So this, I assume they did instead of giving each player a reference card, which I personally prefer a reference card, but at least it's printed on the board so somebody can reference it. The score tracker around the side of the board has these interesting graphics on them, but also very clearly every 5 points you can see. So that's nice. And then up here at the top, you have sort of the main actions that you can take. So again, every white circle is a spot you can go to. Some actions will give you multiple people can go to them, but only when you're playing with a certain player count. So here, this roll for structure actions has 1 spot. If you're playing with 5 players, it has a second. Random structures is only there if you're playing with 4 through 5, and so on. But you can see sort of the things that you can do throughout the course of the game. Deed exchange. Deeds are how you build shrines. You basically will have them in your hand, and they will require a certain number and type of resources. But you can basically trade them in to get resources if you don't think you're going to build them throughout the course of the game. You can also spend gold to buy back deeds that were either discarded or weren't selected at the beginning of the game. You've got gaining territory resources, building in territories, basically all the different actions that you want to do throughout the course of the game, whether that's building shrines, getting deeds to build shrines, getting resources, and so on. Okay, so the rest of our components here, we've got a die. So throughout the course of the game, you may roll the die and then it'll give you certain bonuses, either the blue bonus or the red bonus. And then you've got these star actions as well, which are kind of like extra power for those bonuses. That's a nice little die there. We've got meeples. It plays up to 5, and each player will have a total of 5 meeples. Depending on player count, you actually get less, I believe, as you play with more players. But all the little meeples are basically the same, just different in colors, but they're nice. So no complaints there. You've got basically your point tracker to track your honor. These are wooden pieces that just have, it looks like stickers on them. It's not quite silk screening, but no issues there. They are double-sided, which is nice. We've got a cloth bag for basically where all our resources will go in. So occasionally when you gain resources, you can choose what resource you gain, but otherwise you're just going to be drawing blind from the bag. Our cards here. So there are a few different types of cards in the game. And these cards do have a very slight bend to them. Pretty standard for cards like this. Shouldn't be too hard to fix. So first we have our deed cards. So these deed cards you'll actually draft at the beginning of the game. You'll shuffle up a whole deck of them, and then each person I think is dealt 5, and you'll draft them one at a time. Deed cards tell you, first of all, what region you need to build in, what resources you need to build, how many points it's worth at the end of the game. So this one is worth 7 extra points. And then once you build a shrine, it also gives you an end of season bonus. So if you were to build this shrine at the end of each season, you're also going to have the option to pay 3 gold to gain 5 additional honor. As I said, you're going to play through 5 seasons. So if you get one of these built pretty early, for this one, for instance, just gives you 2 gold at the end of the season. So if you're able to get it built in the first season, that's a total of 10 gold throughout the course of the game. So a nice little bonus there. Those are our deed cards. As you can see, they come in different colored territories. Then we have these cards, which I believe are called Kitson cards. They're the fox cards. Whatever this fox character is called, I always get the name wrong. But that's what these cards are. And they have very nice art on them. Easily the nicest art I've seen so far. And you're going to, at the beginning of the game, you're going to deal 5 of these face down, and you're going to reveal 1 each season. And that's going to be essentially a little special power that's only available for that season. So for instance, this one, if you were to reveal it at the beginning of a season, then starting with the first player and going clockwise, each player may use the Amakuji activity, which is another card that'll be out on the board. So you're only going to use 5 of these a game, but they give you far more than 5. So a nice little variability there from round to round. The backs of the cards are also very nice as well. And this will be the back of the deed cards. So now we move on to the last style of card, which are these Amakuji cards. And these are additional hidden scoring cards. So you will get these randomly at the start of the game. And then at the end of the game, you will score these if you have meeting the requirements. So additional 3 points if you have a shrine in the blue area. And then the last thing we have here is kind of wrapped up. This must be our shrines. So each player will have, looks like 7 shrines in their color that they can build throughout the course of the game. Actually, if you run out of shrines of your particular color, they tell you just to use a shrine that isn't being used. So if you're playing with less than 5, you can just grab shrines from another area. And if you're playing with 5, you probably just use some type of replacement that's handy. I don't think the intention is for you to be able to build more than 7, but if you do, it does accommodate for that. And these actually have quite a bit of detail on them, which isn't surprising coming from Wizkids, who are kind of, you know, very involved in the miniatures. So there's quite a bit of detail back here. You can actually see that the front and the back of the shrines are different, at least down here. And they're really nicely detailed for just little plastic shrines. And that's it. That's everything you get in a copy of Jinja from Wizkids Games.